So what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video today here on the channel. Today we're doing a video I actually did probably around 4 or 5 months ago. It's the accepting every rule rebuild. If you guys don't know, basically every single offseason there's a bunch of proposed rule changes in the entire NBA. I always decline all of them because typically 9 times out of 10 they're the stupidest goddamn thing I've ever read. But today, part of the challenge sometimes makes it a little bit harder. We're going to turn on and accept all of those. And we're going to be doing this one in a fantasy draft style with the updated roster. I feel like this is the most fun way to do it. I don't want to go ahead and get a really good team with my final rebuild here. Not my final rebuild. That was a poor way of wording my final rebuild here at my home setup. I'd rather go ahead make this one a fun one with all of you guys. So today, just going to be normal 3-season rebuild. We're starting in the regular season, obviously, so we do not technically go ahead and do this 3 times. We only do it twice. But again, fantasy draft rebuild, 3 years. And as always, if you guys have been enjoying the content, watching it lately, and you're not yet subscribed, I feel free to welcome you to do that, man. It would be a great honor to me to have you guys join this community. And real quick for the last time as well, because this is the last video you're going to be seeing with this setup. You can't even really see anything. It's pretty much pitch black behind me. But I go back to school, so I just want to say thank you guys one more time for a great summer. I kind of tweeted out something a little bit, so if you guys do want to go ahead and check that out, go follow me on Twitter. All right, let's get into this one. So I want to go ahead and give 2K some credit here. They actually did a really good job of drafting me a lot of really good young players. Jaylen Brown, only 25 years old. Brandon Ingram, only 24 years old. Probably going to be my 1-2 punch of that shooting guard small forward combo the entirety of the video. DeJounte Murray, tremendous playmaking point guard here. One of the more underrated guys in the entire league for me anyways, is on a beautiful contract as well. We got Marcus Smart here, who, will probably come off the bench for me for a year. Ultimately, the Celtics got him on a contract extension that I thought was well worth it. His contract's very tradable still, in my opinion. But that's not the point of this right now. But I'm just giving my 2 cents on him. Oh boy, Drummond will not be here. He's getting traded. I don't mind starting Daniel Gafford for a year, so hypothetically, Drummond can maybe go ahead and get me a power forward. Lord knows if he could shoot the goddamn basketball, he'd probably be a lot better than he actually is in real life. But yeah, no, he can't do that, so we'll be moving on from him. Jayshawn Tate, Alex Caruso, Kenyon Martin Jr., only 20 years old, still very young there. Juan Hernangomez, Jaden Springer we got. Okay, 73 overall. Jones, Sterling Brown, JT Thor as well. So, the one main move I'm probably going to do is to get an upgrade at that power forward spot. I don't necessarily mind Kenyon Martin Jr., but, in a team like this where I actually do think we have a chance to, actually be pretty good, I'm going to try to go ahead and go for it, man. So I'm going to do a little 2K cheese. We're going to move on to Drummond. Down to the power forward spot. He bumped up to an 84, and now I'm going to find a new power forward. So we're going to go ahead and pull the trigger on this deal here with Toronto, Andre Drummond, Alex Caruso in a second. I don't want to trade Caruso. I just have Marcus Smart coming off the bench. The game has him listed as a point guard. I also don't really need a backup shooting guard because Jaylen Brown's a borderline 90 overall for me. So that's my kind of logic behind that one. Maybe I can get Caruso back at some point in time, but we'll see. Miles Bridges coming over, man. He's definitely going to be a solid piece for us here. Is in the final year of his contract, unfortunately. I'm hoping he can be around 14, 15 points a game for me, but, at the end of the day, he's a much better player, in my opinion, than Andre Drummond is. So he's going to be our plug-in there at that power forward spot. Going over the rest of this roster right now, I think Satoransky might not get any minutes, if I'm being honest. We just picked him up in that deal. Jayshawn Tate will definitely play. I do want him to play. Bridges and Kenyon Martin Jr. are going to probably be my 1-2 combo, at that power forward spot. And then I'm honestly kind of okay with Daniel Jones. Talk about bad players. Damian Jones be my backup center. So, Hernangomez is probably going to be gone. I would like to maybe get a pick for him. I don't think I'm getting a pick for Sterling Brown here. I want to see if Jaden Springer can develop, so he's going to be staying. But, yeah, Hernangomez really just not needed here, if I'm being honest. Same goes with Satoransky, but I don't really want to cheese 2K that bad. So Hornet's going to go ahead and give me a pick. We're going to set this rotation. So we've arrived here at the start of year number 1 for us in Golden State. I think this team, as I mentioned, could definitely be very good this year. Are we championship material? Honestly, I don't really know. Sometimes I, make these predictions, and they typically tend to be very, very wrong with these fantasy draft rebuilds anyways. So I don't know how this team's going to do. We'll go over the rotation quick. DeJounte Murray, Jaylen Brown, Brandon Ingram, Miles Bridges, and Daniel Gafford. Our bench unit, Marcus Smart, Jayshawn Tate, Kenyon Martin Jr., and Damian Jones. So, honestly, even the bench isn't as bad as I thought it was honestly going to be. I'm probably going to be really focused on that this offseason, and maybe that starting center spot, all depending on how Gafford does do for us. But other than that, I really do like how this team's looking, man. I think we can definitely be contending. I will see you guys at the end of year number 1. So as I mentioned, to kind of end the first season before we did start simulating, I thought this team would be contending. I guess 2K didn't agree with me because we are an 8 seed here to wrap up year number 1 and number 16 in the power rankings. LeBron, MVP, Cade, Rookie of the Year in Utah. Fuck off. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Defensive Player of the Year at 16 points. It's because everybody's tendencies are so fucked up. Chris Boucher and Doc Rivers, Coach of the Year. Philadelphia always seems to be good, even in the fantasy draft rebuilds. I'm not really sure how that always happens, but is what it is. We'll take a look at some player stats real quickly. Jaylen Brown and Brandon Ingram both up to, just over 20 points per game for Ingram, and then Jaylen Brown just under 24. DeJounte Murray. Bridges was solid for me, just around that 15-point mark where I wanted him. Honestly, Gafford was good. He's 14 points, 9 boards. 57% from the field. Hell, I'll take that. Marcus Smart doing his thing. Jayshawn Tate, Kenyon Martin Jr., and Damian Jones. We take a look at the rebounds department. That was Gafford, and assist was DeJounte Murray. So we got a battle here with LA in the first round. Drew Holiday, Victor Oladipo, Bridges, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Joel Embiid. Well, that's a very good one seed. I would probably take their squad over mine right now. But we do get swept. That is a pretty quick exit for us here in the year number 1 playoffs. But LeBron does go on to win Finals MVP, averaging 19 points a game. I don't remember the last time LeBron was less than 20. And here comes the fun part. We're going to go ahead and read all of these one by one, and we are going to accept all of them, no matter how dumb they are. Change the time the offense is given to advance the ball to the front court to 10 seconds. Might affect scoring a little bit. Obviously, scoring's already screwed up anyways with these tendencies. In all games, after 3 quarters, the team to reach the highest scoring team's total plus 24 points wins. Okay, so is that saying if it's like tied, like the first team to get be up by 24 points, the game's over? I don't know. Change shot clock to 35 seconds. Scoring is going to be so down, it is not even going to be funny. 11 players from each conference will be named to the All-Star team. What is it, 12 right now? And opposing teams will enter the bonus after 4 teams' fouls have been committed in a single quarter. We put all of those through, and some of them are interesting to put it out there. I don't really want it to be done. I forgot to turn off picks. I don't think we have this Minnesota pick. We do. I'm going to give it back to Minnesota. Did I get a Minnesota pick this year? Let me double check that. If I didn't, I'll go ahead and give it back to them. So I do not actually own that pick. I didn't trade for it. I made a trade with Charlotte that I went ahead, but they actually gave me their pick. Whatever. I forgot to turn off, previously traded picks. I screwed it up. My bad. Back to Minnesota it goes. So stat signing department, Steve Kerr still doing that for the past 4 fucking years. Jacob Dawson, honestly not good enough ratings. Ryan Tucker's fine. Kenny Atkinson's solid enough. Jama Mahalo, cool. You're fine. James Graham, and then Jason Timmerman, no thank you, and my guy Randy Martin, of course. And we will go after Ryan Johnson because he always has good ratings. So we are now heading up to the draft. I believe I did see another pick here for us, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, we do have the 16th overall pick here. I'll go ahead and draft somebody, because why the hell not? I'm going to try to get Jaden Springer in this next year, which ultimately does mean Marcus Smart probably could be gone unless we sign somebody who's a higher overall than Jaylen Brown, or I make some crazy moves that gets him in the rotation. And again, it's nothing against Smart. It's just there are some positions that I do want to upgrade. I mean, ultimately, I thought this team was going to be a lot better than they actually were. And, we still had really good numbers from guys like Gafford. And honestly, I don't really want to replace him, but, 2K's algorithm doesn't love 77 overalls. They just don't. So we'll probably make a trade there at some point in time, but I will draft somebody number 16 overall. Honestly, can I move up a few if I include Sterling Brown in this? Or if I get anything a little bit higher, I'll obviously do it. But if not, I'm just going to trade Sterling Brown for a future first. So no, nothing here. So Sterling Brown is now going to go ahead and just get me a first. I don't really need him. I want to upgrade the backup small forward spot anyways. I don't know who's good. I don't know who's bad. That's the thing. We'll sit here with you guys at 16. See who's available for us from this 2022 draft class. Still decently high pick. Gene Montero's here. I just don't need a point guard. Osman Dieng. I'm just going to call him Dieng. Technically the highest overall if you're sorting by overall here. We need a new backup small forward. Works out beautifully. Welcome to the team, Mr. Dieng. He's a 75 overall for us. I would say an upgrade over Sterling Brown, Kenyon Martin Jr., Jayshawn Tate, Gafford, and JT Thor. All going to be making the way back. Bridges is definitely getting that qualifying. I do want to go ahead and give him a real contract. Again, we don't have any money right now, so it really doesn't necessarily. This fucking game doesn't give you bird rights. You know what? Fuck this. I'm putting Miles Bridges back on this team because there's no wait. Did he have a qualifying? Okay, he had a qualifying, so I can match whatever it is, anyways. I was just gonna say it's so dumb. Like, why don't you give me bird rights on him? Wait, did I just? Oh my god, I almost just renounced the rights. Holy shit. I'm dumb as hell. I am seriously dumb as hell. I meant to renounce them on Damian Jones, and I accidentally clicked Bridges. Okay, we're all over the place right now. I will wait one more day on Bridges, and now I can match whatever offer he gets, or he'll get a qualifying. Whatever it is, what it is. Time to go ahead and probably move on from Marcus Smart, and I'll see you guys with some sort of deal. So I moved the positions of Marcus Smart and Daniel Gafford, respectively, to the shooting guard and power forward spot. We're including 2 first-round picks in this deal here with Philadelphia. That's going to land us Clint Capella and Brandon Clark. This is a home run, slam dunk deal for me here. I'm doing this one pretty much 10 times out of 10. So, whoa. The way the rotation is looking right now, I forgot I had Jayshawn Tate. I'm dumb as hell. What is Tate's contract? Is he a free agent after this year? He actually shouldn't be, correct? He is. So we'll probably move Jayshawn Tate. I'll give my boy Dieng here some minutes. Only 3 overalls. He's 7 years younger. Why not? And then probably still going to roll with Kenyon Martin Jr. JT Thor, I would maybe like to get some playing time. I just don't really know where. He is 6'10", so in a hypothetical world, maybe I could play him at the backup center spot. Like, where the hell are you? JT Thor. Oh, wait. Never mind. Kenyon Martin Jr. really isn't going to play. So maybe I'll save these 2 for a bigger trade because I forgot I just picked up Brandon Clark. Okay, now we got to wait. I do need to figure out who my backup point guard is. That is something I need, and then we'll figure out the backup center after this. So backup point guard, honestly, Corey Joseph for like a 1-year deal, I can live with that. It's kind of our whole mid-level exception there, but that's fine. I'm not renouncing the rights on Miles Bridges. Why is 2K doing this? Okay, Corey Joseph went elsewhere. Fuck off. Ricky Rubio's fine. Only wants $3 million. This game is so annoying. It really, truly is. We get Ricky Rubio. I'm going to wait on Bridges, and then I'll see you guys possibly with a bigger trade. The Bucks made me an offer that I could not refuse. They want to give me Evan Mobley, who legitimately turned into a demigod in this game, as I'm sure a lot of you know, and James Bouknight, who I am very, very high on in this year's draft. For Miles Bridges, who ultimately accepted his qualifying offer, he had 6 offers and somehow still accepted his qualifying. I don't know what's up with this roster. It's whack. Kenyon Martin Jr. is leaving, and Jaden Springer, who just ultimately really wasn't going to play for me. I know I said I wanted to try to get him minutes, but at the end of the day, we're kind of replacing him with Bouknight, I guess, and Evan Mobley's going to come in here and be very good for me, and he is locked up on a long-term contract. So I don't have to worry about 2K and his bird right bullshit. So, honestly, might try to bump it back to a 10-man rotation. I also could go the route of maybe not giving Ingram a backup. I'm thinking about doing that. There's just no chance I'm not playing James Bouknight. I like James Bouknight quite a bit. I will stop saying that now. So I think I'm going to try to get a pick for Jayshawn Tate at least, just because he also probably should be in the final year of his. Yeah, he is. So we're going to try to capitalize on a pick for him there. Obviously, Clark and Mobley are going to be my 1-2 punch at that power forward spot. And then I did sign Enes Kanter as well. So well, just to catch you guys up. Sorry, I know a lot happened. But Jayshawn Tate, we also signed Ricky Rubio. Oh, wait, I showed you guys that. So pick now for Jayshawn Tate would be ideal. I don't need it to be anything crazy. He's just really not going to be in the rotation for me. I like 9-man rotations better. You get the higher overalls, more minutes in your starting lineup. It always feels better for me. So I just want a first. Honestly, if you want to give me Hassan Whiteside too, that's fine. So I'm now going to go ahead and set the rotation. So technically, the way I typically do it is that our highest overall in the rotation, unless it's typically a center or a point guard, does not have a backup on most of my teams. The way I'm doing it today, our 89 overall instead of our 91 is going ahead and not having a backup. It's not going to change anything that dramatically. I think this team got a lot better. I don't love the spacing in this front court, if I'm being honest with you. I'm hoping that it still kind of works out. If something doesn't work out, I will obviously go ahead and make a move. But, in 2K here, I don't think it's going to be a problem. And hell, Cleveland's probably going to go ahead and play Evan Mobley at the starting power forward spot anyways, right next to Jared Allen, who cannot shoot the basketball. So, DeJounte Murray, Jaylen Brown, Brandon Ingram, Evan Mobley, and Clint Capella is how it's looking here for year number 2. Bench unit definitely got better. James Bouknight, Brandon Clark, Enes Kanter, and Ricky Rubio. I want to eventually get these 2 minutes. I will figure out a way to do it. Whether or not I have to trade somebody, trade one of them, we'll figure it out. But I'm hoping we're better than an 8 seed as we were last year. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 2. And then just as I expected, the league is all sorts of messed up. Cade Cunningham won the MVP award at 14.5 points a game. And just to show you guys, the leading scorer in the league was Zion at 17 points a game. So the scoring department was definitely down. That probably had to do with the shot clock being increased from 24 seconds up to 35 for God knows what reason. There's no reason that, professionals should have more time to score the basketball than college players. But just my opinion. And yeah, 17.5 points led the league. But Cade's your MVP, Paolo Banchero, Rookie of the Year, D'Angelo Russell, Jonathan Isaac, and Onyeka Okongwu, Quinn Snyder, Coach of the Year. We wrap it up as a 2 seed here at 58-24. Not bad. I can definitely live with that. We take a look at some numbers. Obviously, as I just mentioned, scoring is going to be down for everybody. So I'm not really going to judge it too hard. I mean, if we technically take a look at their per 36 numbers, they're really not going to be any different for most of these guys because even if they're playing less than 36 minutes, the shot clock doesn't change in that department. So for those of you who are probably wondering about that, it doesn't change. Now we'll go ahead and get into the playoffs. We got Houston. Russell Westbrook back in a Rockets jersey. Derek White, RJ Barrett, Doug McDermott, and Onyeka Okongwu. Pretty good team there in Houston, I would say. Let's go ahead and get it done here, though. We do win in 5. We're moving on to the Clippers. Killian Hayes, Shake Milton, Harrison Barnes, Jonathan Isaac, and I just feel like they have Jokic. Yeah, I could just tell by the build of that team they had somebody really good at that center spot. And we do go on to win in 5 again, and now we got a rematch here with the LA Lakers, who do have Joel Embiid. So definitely not an easy playoff so far for Mr. Clint Capella at that center spot by any means. But let's go ahead and get some redemption, and we do. And oh boy, we got a rematch of the finals. It feels like it went on for 27 straight fucking years. Cleveland and Golden State. LaMelo, Levine, Sadiq Bey, Zion. Okay. Are we serious right now? I mean, how does 2K find a way to get LaMelo Ball and Zion Williamson on the same team in a 30-team fantasy draft rebuild? Let me just clarify. A 30-team snake draft rebuild. I don't know. It's just 2K. We're going to lose probably. I wouldn't be... Okay, and we win. DeJounte Murray technically just scored more points than the leading scorer in the league in the entire season and does win Finals MVP. Gotta love the rule changes, man. Challenge complete. We're still going to do another year because why the hell not? We'll head up to league meetings now, and all of these are going through. Offensive and defensive key violations will be changed from 3 to 5 seconds. Guess you can just park your fat ass in the goddamn key now. Eliminate short-term contracts. Cool. You want a 10-day contract? Nope. Players will not be eligible for the entry draft until at least 3 years removed from high school or an international player 21 years or older. Okay, so is this like the high school football rule, or excuse me, college football rule? Like you have to be 3 seasons? I think that's what it is. It's something similar to that, but cool. That's happening. This one was actually approved prior to me doing it. Draft lottery, the top 3 picks are done through the lotto. Okay, that's fine. Division winners will get the top 3 playoff seeds in each conference based on record. So hypothetically, if a team in one division had a worse record than a team, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to explain it to you. You understand. It's a very simple concept, but it's a very dumb concept. But that happens. That's complete. I guess it's technically that's the way the NFL does it. I would say because like I know teams occasionally with higher records that are like wild or better records that are like turn out to be wild cards end up playing worse teams. Like look at the Washington football team for example. They played the Bucs in the wild card game last year. Obviously they lost that one, but for good reason because the NFC East sucks. Not the sport we're covering right now. Let's hop back into this. We got the draft lottery. We are not projected any picks here. Goddamn. Raptors, Wizards, Hawks. Whole lot of red in that top 3 right there. Steph signing. Probably not changing much here. We're fine. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We'll now head up to the draft and see if we have a later first-round pick this year. Let's see what we got. We got the 30th overall pick. I'm not using it, man. This team is probably good enough. I already have too many players that I really don't have space for. So Clark's going to get the qualifying. I probably don't have bird rights on him. We will go ahead and sim this real quick. I actually do. That's surprising. I definitely want to retain Clint Capella. This is the final year. I'm going to probably go ahead and retain Brandon Clark as well. So we do have to replace our backup point guard and our backup center. Probably 2 of the moves that we're going to do. That being said, you know, looking at this team right now, I want to use JT Thor. I'm just probably not going to do it today. So he's going to either get me a backup center. I mean, what is his overall if I move him to the backup center spot? What does his overall change to? If it's reasonable, honestly, 77, that's fine. I can live with it. So we basically just need to replace our backup point guard now. And so Kendrick Dunn's here. Want to chase a ring again like he did this year in real life? Welcome to Golden State. This is the squad we're rolling with. Ultimately, I don't know if Dieng's going to get any minutes. It really depends on development, and probably not because we're probably going to do 9-man rotation again. But yeah, I'll see you guys at the start of the 3rd and final year here. So we're wrapping it up in Golden State here for the final season with the same exact starting 5 as last year. DeJounte Murray, Jaylen Brown, Brandon Ingram, Evan Mobley, and Clint Capella. Ultimately, you know, the Twin Towers here that neither of which can really shoot that well. I guess it worked last year because we did win a championship. Our bench unit, James Bouknight, Brandon Clark, Kendrick Nunn, one of our new changes, and then JT Thor was technically on the team last year. He didn't play. I moved him to the backup center spot. He's 6'10". If I'm being honest with you, I don't really know if he can play the center spot or not. I don't really care. He's getting 10 minutes a night. I will see you guys at the end of the 3rd and final year. This year it is Jalen Suggs taking home the MVP award. Cade Cunningham won it last year, so we have 2 players from the 2021 draft class winning 2 MVP awards in this video. You know, it's just funny to look at some of these numbers. 14.8 points, 4 boards, 8.7 assists, which are very good numbers, even like with, you know, a normal NBA. I mean, they're not necessarily MVP numbers by any means, but it's still solid, but it's just funny. I mean, I just want to go ahead and look at top scoring. It was still Zion, followed by Mitchell, Embiid. I mean, weird to see. Casey Morsell, excuse me, Rookie of the Year. Precious Achiuwa, Jonathan Isaac, Usman Garuba, JB Bickerstaff. We went 54-28. That was good enough for a 1 seed here. I don't really know how 54 wins is good enough for a 1 seed, but it is. Jaylen Brown led us in scoring at just under 16 points a game. Ingram, Mobley, the rest. I mean, it's just kind of, it's stupid to look at. Like, it's almost funny. It's kind of comical. So, we got San Antonio, Steph, Clarkson, Hayward, Xavier Tillman, and Yusuf Nurkic. I always get nervous playing Steph Curry no matter what seed he is. We do go on to win 5, though. We got Phoenix, Lonzo, Jay Rich, Denny of D, Miles Bridges, and Karl Anthony Towns. Holy fuck. They're good. We do win in 6, though. Now we got Memphis, Dior Johnson, Desmond Bane, Kuminga, Harris, DeAndre Ayton. I think we're almost better than them, maybe. And, oh boy, we got a rematch. LaMelo, Levine, Sadiq Bey, Zion, and Blake Griffin. Not exactly my favorite thing. Hey, we won last year. Can history repeat itself? Can we get that done? No. Zion and the Cavs get the best of us to wrap up year number 3. So that was unfortunate, but hey, I guess the challenge was technically completed year number 2. So, you know, overall, pretty good starting 5. I hate the thing that the scoring gets all messed up, but that's part of the challenge at the end of the day. So, you know, I had fun with this one. As I mentioned, this is the last time you guys are going to be technically seeing this backdrop even with my face cam. I mean, you can't even really see it. I mean, if you guys haven't been watching me for a while, you know, this is a pretty relatively new, you know, setup still. You know, not the location of the setup, just my lighting and stuff. Like, you used to be able to see my entire basement behind me. But moral of the story is that, yeah, I'm going back to school. I have no idea what it's going to look like. Hopefully it's good enough, and hopefully I can figure that out. But, yeah, so you're probably not going to have a video tomorrow. Unfortunately, this is day 92 of the upload streak. But I have to take a couple days and get everything set up at school, get everything right, and I need to be at a good level to record videos. I don't want to just toss everything together, rush it just for an upload streak that is going to end anyways at some point. So I do apologize about that, but we should be back hopefully on Monday with, hopefully a fresh week. I don't have classes for the first week there. I'll try to get out as many videos as possible before 2K22 does come out. As always, if you guys did enjoy, leave a like down below. That would mean the world to me. And you guys want to subscribe, that would help me out a ton as well. Once again, just want to say thank you guys for an absolutely unbelievable summer here in this setup. At this time, I'm already back at school. You're seeing this on Saturday. If you guys want to keep up to date with what's going on with me, feel free to follow me on Twitter. That wraps up this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. See you guys all in the next one.